outdoor experiences with their students and provide all members of the Dunn community with powerful opportunities to connect with one another outside of the traditional classroom. The way in which we do this and accomplish this is by organizing week-long outdoor education trips for each grade and inviting members of the faculty and staff to join the students on each of those trips. This allows us to utilize a building block approach with regards to outdoor ed, in which we progress from the basics such as base camping and day hikes to more advanced skills such as overnight backpacking, rock climbing, or even expeditionary canoe trips, all while facilitating deeper connections between students and their teachers. So the program goals, I'll just run through them real quick. 1, students develop the confidence, appreciation, and desire to pursue outdoor recreation on a personal level. Or in other words, Dunn ignites a personal interest and appreciation for the outdoors. 2, students develop a sense of stewardship towards the natural world, which lasts beyond the confines of their time at Dunn. 3, students are able to study, discuss, apply, and reflect on the Dunn core values in a practical, hands-on environment outside of the traditional classroom. And then 4, students have an opportunity to connect with faculty and staff and build meaningful student-teacher relationships in these challenging outdoor settings. So this past season was a really challenging one for many reasons, as you probably can guess, but we were able to successfully send out 7 grades, all 7 grades, on meaningful outdoor ed trips to Big Sur, Morro Bay, Channel Islands, Zion, Colorado River, Pinnacles, and Joshua Tree, to just name a few. A highlight for me, I always like to tell the story, was on our junior class trip to Joshua Tree. After a long day of hiking, we crashed back at camp only to be awakened in the middle of the night by a flash rainstorm about an hour or 2 before sunrise. Most of us were unable to fall back asleep after all the commotions. So a couple of us clustered on top of one of the ancient rocks, and off in the distance, we could see the sun rising off to our left, whereas off to our right, there were still dark, menacing clouds with flashes of lightning as this storm drifted away over the long expanse of the desert. And it just showed to me that post-COVID, or kind of in COVID as we kind of find ourselves now in this winter, it's not all about mileage and heavy packs and backpacking over epic distances anymore. Sometimes it's just about sitting in silence with a group of your classmates and teachers and just watching Mother Nature do its work. So as you've heard already, and just my closing comment, the Dunn School community educates whole students to their fullest potential in preparation for a life of learning and responsible leadership in society. And the outdoor ed program is just one piece of that pie. So I look forward to answering any additional questions you may have later in this forum. Thank you for your time.
Thanks, Mike. And from here, we'll hand it over to Liz Ting, our Director of College Counseling.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Liz Ting. I have been at Dunn School. This is my 5th graduating class that I've had the opportunity to work with. I don't live on campus, but my family and I live in town in the town of Solvang, which is about a 7-minute commute to and from campus, so not a bad morning commute. I have 2 daughters, Harper, who is in our middle school program in 8th grade, and Quincy, who is currently in 4th grade at a local independent pre-K through 5th grade school. Just a little bit about me and kind of what I bring to the Dunn School college counseling philosophy. I myself was a first-generation college student, which means that I navigated this process largely on my own many years ago, when it was a much less complicated process to navigate. And so what animates my work is getting to know each and every student, their story, their hopes, their dreams, their ambitions, and being able to figure out what makes them tick and where they'll thrive, and then match all of that together with sort of a database of knowledge, connections, as Mike kind of mentioned earlier, thematically connections to both of the student and to the outside world of colleges to be able to make those fits and matches for our students. Many schools, college prep schools, have college counseling offices. I think one of the primary differences about the way we approach college counseling at Dunn is it isn't so much about getting you into a particular school, but rather helping each individual student figure out what qualities in a school will make them thrive and persist in college and in life beyond. So it's a very flexible, student-centered approach. We do not believe that there's only one way or one prescribed list of schools, where students can find success. It's heavily driven by fit. So fit being academic fit, social fit, financial fit. It's highly personalized. So as I mentioned before, I get to know each student and family incredibly well. And I'm able to meet them where they are in the process and be able to provide individualized support based on their individual needs. And then it's predicated on all of this is the relationship based across the entire Dunn curriculum. I think relationships are the key to what makes our students successful. So we do a lot of reading, a lot of data, a lot of conversations, both with the students and with my college partners. And I invest that time to develop trust with both entities so that when we present students to colleges, they really have a deep understanding of the type of quality of kids that they're receiving from us. How do we do this with our kids? We help them identify their interests, and Barbara is going to talk later how we do that through outdoor education, through our enrichments and mini-terms, through advisory, and through all of our supplementary programs. And we try to teach them to think more deeply than just checking boxes. We aren't just building ideal candidates, we're building authentic human beings that are invested and interested in their education. We also expose them to a robust college-going culture. So your students at Dunn are surrounded by students that are excited about this next phase in their life. And they're presented with hundreds of colleges that come and visit us each year. One of these images that's on the screen on the far right is a virtual college visit that we accommodated this year. So colleges, about 100 of them, visit us each fall, either in person or virtually. And those visits are open to all students, freshmen through seniors, while the vast majority of the attendees of those sessions tend to be juniors and seniors. We also build in dedicated time, which is a little bit different than most schools. So within the actual day itself, especially in the junior and senior year, we're doing a lot of time exploring what those fit criteria might be, learning how to approach the process, and providing them with all the tools and scaffolding that they need to be successful. And then just to kind of in my closing remarks, I'd like for you to know that your students are seen and they're known at Dunn. And this has a positive impact on their outcomes, not only because they get to know themselves, we get to know them really deeply, and they become authentic applicants, both in the work that they present, authentic in their college choices, and then also there's a deep sense of authenticity from the letters of recommendation that come from both me and my teaching colleagues. And I think that it ends up having a very, very positive impact on our outcomes. So I look forward to answering any additional questions that you might have. You might have seen too, just briefly and throughout these pictures, a lot of confetti. That's a staple in my office. We celebrate every single college acceptance. Students are allowed to say, no, Mrs. Ting, please don't give me confetti. But they tend to wear it really proudly around campus. And people stop and ask them, oh, where did you get in? In addition to that, you'll see out in front of my office a whiteboard where students sign every college name that they get accepted to. And we do this really intentionally so that students feel every single college acceptance, regardless of where it is, receives the same level of enthusiasm and excitement. So I will pass it off to Christina, correct? Oh no, I'm sorry, to Alex and Chad to talk about Earwig Inc.
Hello, my name is Alex Westcott. I am the 9th grade dean here at Dunn, and I'm also lucky enough to be the co-instructor of the Earwig Incorporated class. I've been at Dunn for 15 years, and I've held many hats on this campus. I've been a house head. I lived in the dorms for about 9 years, and now I live on campus as well with my daughters and wife. My daughters go to the Dunn Middle School. They're 6th graders there. So I want to start our entrepreneurial program with a story. We love stories in Earwig Inc. And this story has to do with Chris Reed. What you see, Chris Reed right there, is the CEO of Reed's Ginger Beer, a soda. We cold called Chris Reed a few years back and said, hey, we've got this business entrepreneurship program and we'd love to connect with you. Do you have any ideas for us? And he said, well, you know, he's like, I don't really know who my customer is, and I'm looking out for maybe new customer segments. So he gave us a marketing problem, sent us off on our way, and about a month later, we went down to his offices, and you can see the pictures here of him in his offices. Our kids came up with a marketing plan, a new strategy, and they started presenting to him. Halfway through their presentation, he's told them to stop. He's like, hold on. He leaves the room and our kids are freaking out. They're like, what's going on here? He's like, I need to go get my CFO. He brings back his CFO. He makes our kids start over again. At the end, he told them it was one of the best presentations he's seen, and he'd seen professional presentations, that our students covered the exact same things that he'd had professionals cover in it. He loved it. So as we're leaving, he rolls us out to another room, opens up the doorway and says, take what you want. And the kids are grabbing cases of soda. They also do Reed's Reed's, Virgil's, and a bunch of other sodas. We roll back to campus and you would have thought we won the Super Bowl. Kids were bringing out bottles of Reed's, passing them out to their friends. Like, it was the most amazing thing. They had had such a good time. And for me, the best part of the story wasn't the success in all of it. It was that the kids could see their progress. They could see their growth, and they got up in front of a professional and did so well. So they saw their growth through the process. So I'm going to turn it over to Chad to talk a little bit about the history of the program, and we'll come back.
Sure. Thanks, Alex. Yeah, so when you hear the buzzwords student-centric and project-based, that's what you're talking about. You're talking about putting kids in real situations with real people with high stakes, and they perform so well. And we've seen that time and time again in our ERIG Incorporated program. So ERIG Incorporated and entrepreneurship is deep in Dunn's DNA. From the very beginning, Tony Dunn, the founder of Dunn School, was an entrepreneur. He was a teacher at another school. He thought he could do it better. And so he started his own school. So it doesn't get more entrepreneurial than that. We've had different iterations, but it always starts with a student idea and sort of a faculty and teacher passion. So at one point, a student had lost a tough race to become a student leader, a prefect. And she went to our head of school and she said, you know what, I think I could be a leader on this campus. And he said, well, Sonny, tell me, what's your idea? And she said, I want to start a little cafe. So that was the genesis behind the latest, which is the ERIG Cafe. So it's a totally student-run business. Alex and I teach the basic business fundamentals, but the kids pick the inventory. They have relationships with vendors. They price the inventory. They have to clean up the shop. They pull out the vacuum. They pull out the broom. So they are business owners. Here you see them making some milkshakes for some of their friends. But we don't stop there. The profits that they make from the ERIG Cafe, and oh, by the way, they make a lot of profits. We let them invest it in the stock market, and we teach them how to do that. And I don't know how many of you are professional investors, but if you could earn 15.5%, I think you'd be pretty happy. And that's what our kids are doing with their $300,000 investment portfolio. So just a joyful class to teach. The kids are amazing. The projects are amazing. And you see them shine, and really honored to work with your kids in this program.
We're gonna end our time by telling another little story that we love to tell. We connect every year with a real business. I mentioned Chris Reed before. We have some local businesses as well, because we also like to treat local. We connected with a woman who had a yogurt shop in Solvang. She was deciding whether to sell her company. So we went in and observed her in the operations. We interviewed her customers. And then she came to campus and we gave her a presentation. The students had to decide whether we had the funds, could possibly buy and operate her business. Our students got up in front of the CEO, gave their presentations, and at the end she said, well, do you want to buy it? And they said no. And at the end of the presentation, she was like, that was really great. She said, I didn't know a lot of this stuff about my own business, and I'm now going to try to implement a lot of your recommendations into it. So these students had the guts to get up in front of a professional, tell them they didn't actually want to buy their business and the reasons why. And she took it really well. So that experience is unmatched in other classes. So we are really excited. We love this program. It incorporates all the 21st century skills that we think are really valuable here at Dunn. Next up, I'm going to pass it over to Christina. She's going to talk about the learning strategies.
Thanks so much, Alex. Gosh, it's just amazing to be looking at all these pictures. It's bringing back a lot of great memories of students we've had in the past. And I just love the earwigging program. So hello, everyone. Welcome and thanks for being here tonight. My name is Christina Weir, and I am the Director of Learning Strategies. This is my third year at Dunn. I've been living at Dunn, though, for 4 years. My husband is the athletic director. We have 3 children. Our oldest son graduated from Dunn his senior year, played baseball and soccer here, had a great year, went on to Whitman College, and has just graduated from there as well. He's doing great. And our youngest son is at Dunn as a freshman, and he's just having a great time too. He went through the middle school program, and it was a great experience for him. So I wanted to just spend a little time to talk about our Learning Strategies program. It is a well-established and recognized program. It's a specialized program for a small population of students at Dunn who have a mild language or learning difference. We serve in the Learning Center, we serve approximately 20% of our population, student body population. Our goal in Learning Strategies is to develop really strong relationships with our students. We want to understand them academically, socially, emotionally, and we are here to provide them with the specific strategies and tools that they need to succeed academically, as well as build advocacy skills, confidence, and academic and just overall independence. I think all of our students do a great job here. They, shortly after being in the program, they go on to being student leaders and engaged in the community and really find their fit here at Dunn. A little bit more about our program. It's fully integrated. So that means that learning strategies would take place during the academic day. So typically it takes the place of a student's study hall period. A student would meet 4 days a week for about 50 minutes for their learning strategy session. Other things we offer under the Learning Strategies umbrella, we offer 2 very distinct programs. One is called Full Learning Strategies, and what that means is your child would work, or your student would work with a learning strategy specialist one-on-one. Not only would we work on strengthening executive functioning skills, but we would also really target in on what specific skills needed to be strengthened academically. Our other program is called Executive Group. And what that is a little less one-on-one. It would be 2 to 5 students working with a learning strategies teacher. And our focus there would be primarily on developing executive functioning skills. So those are our 2 programs. The other great thing about our program is the level of communication that we have, not only with our students, but also with the students' teachers and the families. We keep a really close eye on everything. We provide a lot of support, a lot of encouragement. So students really feel that they're making progress and they're working into their potential. So I think that's about it for me. I'm going to pass it along to Barbara Haig, who's going to speak to you all about our mini-term enrichment and leadership program.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Barbara Haig, and I am the Dean of Leadership here at Dunn School. I have lived and worked at Dunn School for 33 years. Yes, you heard that correctly, 33 years. So I began here as a young mom with my 2 children coming to campus. My husband was hired to be the math teacher. And soon after that, I began to work in the science department, and I also taught a bit of math. So I am a science teacher in the life sciences. I teach biology and anatomy, and I also run our leadership program. The leadership program encompasses several different aspects, one of which is outdoor education. And I work closely with Mike Chapman, who you heard from earlier. We also look at community service. We work on student leader development. And we have a seminar program in which we follow the school's mission to develop the leadership potential of every student here, not just the designated or elected student leaders. So we work on the principle that we need to learn to lead ourselves, to lead our families, to lead our communities for a productive and a lovely life, basically. We're preparing our students to live a lovely life. So leadership can really only be learned through practice, I believe. And experiential education at Dunn School gives opportunities for every single student to practice their leadership skills. Part of our experiential program is what we call Mini-Term. It's a 1 or 2 week program in which faculty offer intensive courses to students to delve into a topic a bit deeper. For example, Alex Westcott on this panel in past years has offered an intensive in architecture. So it's a passion or an interest that a teacher has, and they've developed a course, and we invite our students to sign up for those courses. Our mini-term for this year will happen in February. And right now we have teachers leading courses in New York, in El Salvador, and in Spain. We'll also have an array of on-campus courses for our students, one of which is probably going to be a community service intensive. But there'll be about 20 for students to choose from. We also have enrichments, which are basically the same idea as our mini-term, but they're shorter duration. In this year's model, these enrichment classes are half-day courses. So we had such a class in November, and students were able to choose from 21 different sessions, ranging from local day hikes to introduction to golf to the Great Dunn Bake Off, where they learned all sorts of crazy baking skills. So in these sessions, we look at student engagement, students stepping up, student leadership, and it helps us to identify who are the people, who are the young people who are going to be the leaders in our community in the upcoming years. So leadership from a student perspective, it's not just about a title. We have a student government that represents the students with senators, with the president. So students who are looking for public leadership roles, we have plenty of opportunities for students who aspire to public leadership. That includes being a resident assistant in the dorm, being on a house council, being on a day council. So we have many opportunities for students who aspire in public leadership. I look forward to having some questions from you. I look forward to meeting you when you come to tour on campus and answering more of your questions. Right now, I'm going to pass you to Amanda Mulholland for our summer programming.
Thanks, Barbara. Hi, everyone. My name is Amanda Mulholland. I have been at Dunn for 7 years. I work in the admissions office, and then I also run our summer programs. I live on campus. I coach girls volleyball and help run our spirit committee. So all the fun things. At Dunn, we offer 3 residential programs over the summer that align with programs that Dunn offers during the school year and ones that you've heard featured this evening. Summer programs are a great way just to get a glimpse into boarding school life. And if you're a rising 8th grader or just considering boarding, just great to see if that's something you might be interested in. Students are able to make friends from all over the world, gain confidence and independence, maybe learn how to do their own laundry, and enjoy beautiful Santa Barbara County. We offer 3 residential programs, and all of our programs are during the same time. So students will take classes each day in their area of focus, but all live together in the dorms and do all of their activities outside of classes together. Our summer programs are low technology, very active, focused on relationships, and we have 50 acres of open space that we really get to enjoy campus, the outdoors, and great weather. So for our programs, each day starts with morning sports to get our bodies and our brains awake. And then we head to the classroom for 4 hours of class time, depending on which program you're in. After classes, students enjoy our outdoor pool and then head to their elective. Some favorites include archery, ceramics, horseback riding, musical theater, and more. They get to choose each week a different elective to choose from. Twice a week, they head out on outdoor adventures and trips in the area. You're seeing pictures on some places that we've been. We go to a Dodgers game, we do outdoor theater, surfing trips, kayaking, ropes challenge courses, just a ton of fun. The evenings are filled with residential life activities like bonfires, movie nights, games, and talent shows. We have young counselors that are always coming up with silly and fun activities for the kids. So our one area of focus is our Learning Strategy Summer Academy, and you've heard that talked about with Christina. So we offer a 4-week program that focuses on academic improvement, help with executive functioning, and just feeling more confident and more prepared for the upcoming school year, but in a low stakes and a stress-free environment. Students that attend may have mild to moderate learning differences, struggle with executive functioning, or just looking for an academic support to feel prepared for the school year. They're taught by our learning strategies teachers that teach in the school year. So that's great. They really get to know the Dunn faculty. I just heard from a parent this week that her student is just doing really well in math and English and noticeably different from last year. So that was super exciting and makes it all worth it. We also offer an earwigging summer program. So you heard about the program that we offer during the school year. So this is a summer program that's a mini sample of what you would do in the school year. So students are running the student cafe, they are making their own business plan, they're doing their own Shark Tank event where they get to propose their idea to business professionals, and they're learning about the stock market. And then hopefully will come and join us at Dunn and take the class for the year. And then lastly, we offer an English Academy for international students. And these students are taking classes in reading, writing, speaking, and students are fully immersed with American students and cultures. So all 3 of these programs are a great balance of academics combined with just traditional super fun summer activities. A lot of our students come back year after year and have made lifelong friends from all over the world. So registration is open for the summer of 2022. So reach out to me. I'll put our info in the chat if you have any questions, and I look forward to speaking with you. And back to you, Mike.
Yeah, thank you, Amanda. Gosh, every time we do one of these events, I just get more and more inspired of all the opportunities that our students have right at their fingertips. And I'm with you, Christine, every time I see these photos too, I get all the warm feelings of seeing our students happy and enjoying all of these programs. So I just wanted to end with a big thank you to everyone who joined us tonight, and a special thanks to our panelists. I know you guys are busy and have your hands full, but I really appreciate you making the time to share information about the different programs that you're a part of here. I hope the information tonight that you heard was informative and helpful. We're happy to put you in touch with any one of these panelists that you heard from tonight. Panelists, if you wanted to put your email address in the chat, feel free to. Anyone who's on as an attendee, please know that all of these contact information, email addresses are also on our website. But if you want to dive deeper into anything that you heard tonight, feel free to reach out directly. Our next Dunn discussion webinar will actually be December 15th. It is a Q&A, question and answer session with me, where you can ask any question that you're still curious about if you haven't gotten the answers to your questions. So please sign up for that if it's an interest to you. Additionally, this recording and every recording of the Dunn discussions webinars are available on our website under the virtual events page. So please feel free to check those out as well. So I will end there. Thank you again, everyone. Enjoy your night, and thank you for joining. Bye-bye. I think everyone's gone. That was awesome. Thank you guys.
All right, no problem. See you
That
later.
was a lot of fun. See you
Bye.
later.